it's Kendra. If you guys are new to my channel, I have identical twin girls. They are almost 8 months old. And today's video, I wanted to talk about being pregnant with twins because obviously there are going to be a lot of differences than when you're carrying just one baby. So I wanted to do a video that I wish I would have had when I was pregnant because there were so many things that I went through that I wasn't expecting. In this video, I want to talk about tips that I got when I was pregnant that were super helpful from my doctor, from other people. So things that you can do to really help your pregnancy go a little bit more smoothly. Things to expect, like the not so pretty things to expect. I had a really rough pregnancy, so I just want to share with you guys some of the things that happened to me. So if they happen to you, then you can kind of be prepared for it. So I hope you guys find this video helpful. If you are pregnant with twins, I wish you the best of luck in this pregnancy. I know it is not easy, but just know that you can do it and you will get there. Okay, so my first piece of advice is that no matter what you're going through, no matter what aches and pains you have, how sick you are, just know that it is all worth it and the pregnancy will come to an end. And I know that's so much easier said than done, and so many people told me things like this, but honestly, it's true. I felt like I was pregnant for an entire year. All my friends felt like I was pregnant for a whole year. It just really went on and on and on. But now looking back, I can just say that I did it, and seeing the smiles on either if you have boys or girls or a boy and a girl, seeing the smiles on their faces, you 100% will do it again. It's like, of course you would do it again. If I found out I was having twins again, I would not be too excited for the actual pregnancy, but I would definitely go through that all again because it's so worth it in the end. And I was so terrified of having twins when I first found out. I was so scared. But once you have them, you just learn to, you just figure it out, and it just becomes your new normal. And I don't have any other kids, so I have nothing to compare it to, which I think is a good thing because this is just all I know. People always say, like, I can't believe you have two, but I don't know what it would be like to have one. I think how weird to have just one baby. So just know that once the babies are in your life, it's just it'll be fine and you'll figure it out. Next, I want to share with you guys 3 books that were so helpful to me. The first one is called When You're Expecting Twins, Triplets, or Quads. I think most of these you can find on Amazon. This one is good right when you find out you're pregnant, just to kind of get yourself educated on what it's like to be pregnant with twins. And obviously the book says what to expect, but what to expect. I was pregnant with monodi twins, so they had their own sacs, but they shared a placenta. So that puts you in the high risk category because what can happen is one twin can start taking more nutrients than the other and growing faster. June, she was born at 6 pounds and Violet was 7 pounds, 8 ounces. So I think towards the end, Violet started to take more of the nutrients, but it was funny because throughout my whole pregnancy they were really neck and neck as far as weight goes, so I don't know if it just changed in the very end. A couple doctors wrote this book, so you just get really good information on the different types of twins there are, and I knew nothing about twins, so this just gives you like a good base for just what's gonna happen and just like things on diet, on what to be eating, because you have to eat so much when you're pregnant with twins. It's insane, especially if you're pregnant with triplets or quads, and it really lays out how much you need to be eating, all about supplements. And this was really helpful before I started going to a specialist. So I went to my normal doctor, and then if you're pregnant with twins, they recommend you go to a specialist, a perinatalogist. And I went to him, I think once a month in the beginning, and then it was more frequent as the pregnancy went on. And it was nice to have this book before I started seeing him because I didn't really know anything. Once I started going to him though, he gave me really good information, but this is just like something to help you not feel so lost. I felt completely lost and didn't know what I needed to be doing. The other book I got from a family friend who had twins, and it's called What to Do When You're Having Two, and she put all these sticky notes in here. This is written from Natalie Diaz. She's the founder of Twiniversity, and I follow her on Instagram. So since this is written from the standpoint of a mom, it's a little bit more casual, super easy read. You can read this so fast. And this gives you just very practical advice, things that you need to know, but you wouldn't necessarily think about. I would read this one first and then read this one, and this just gives you very like practical things on diapers, on caffeine, on just like, what else is on here? Postpartum stuff, sleep, just a lot of everything. And I think it's written really concise and easy to understand. So loved that one. The last one I read was Healthy Sleep Habits, Happy Twins. They have one of these for just a regular pregnancy too. This I read twice. I read it once when I was pregnant, and then once when the girls were born. I felt like I didn't remember this at all, so I had to read it again and just kind of skimmed through it. But that's super helpful. It has really good advice on getting them on a routine. I also did the Sleep Sense program. If you guys really want to sleep train your babies, I did that around 4 months. So that's like when they're a little bit older, but this is good when they're really young. So my next tip is to take extra protein. That was given to me from my specialist. He was just really suggesting that I up my protein every single day. So what I did is I did a scoop of the muscle milk protein powder. You can get it from Costco. He recommended that because it's really easy to digest. I did that every day in a smoothie. I started off doing it with like a banana, and I made it really good with some almond butter and that type of smoothie. But then I got so sick of the protein because I was taking it every day that I was just trying to get it done. So I would just do a scoop of that with some milk and just chug it, like some almond milk. But he recommended doing like, I think a scoop to 2 scoops every day. He said if you're doing 2, you're a rock star, but if you can get 1, then that's amazing too. So I really think upping my protein helped. I was really lucky. It had a extremely smooth pregnancy. Like nothing bad happened pregnancy wise. I had all the bad symptoms for myself, but for the babies, they were so healthy the entire time. So I don't necessarily know if it was the protein, if it was vitamins or what, but I think everything that I did do really helped. The other thing he recommended was extra calcium. This is the Ultra Calcium 1200 milligrams. I took, I think, 1 of those every day. And then these were my prenatals, the Vitamin Code Raw prenatals, and I took 5 of these every day. So with these combined, that was good as far as my like daily intake of vitamins. The recommended dose of this is 3, but I upped it to 5 because of the twins. So I was pretty routine with my vitamins. I definitely took them every day, and when I was really sick, it was hard, but I really tried to make it a priority. And the last kind of health tip would just be to drink a ton of water. I have one of the really big hydro flasks, and I would just make sure that was full all day long, and then I was waking up all the time in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom because I was also drinking a ton of water. But every time I would wake up, I would drink water too. So in the middle of the night, sometimes I would drink a whole thing of my water, like a whole hydro flask full. And obviously that's going to make you go pee more often. But I was just really trying to stay hydrated because so many people were like, you need to be drinking so much water. So I was kind of like paranoid about not drinking enough water. And also make sure you're eating a lot. So I was really, really sick for what felt like half of the pregnancy. It was at least a third of the pregnancy. So if you guys are sick, I would recommend trying to find those times during the day where you feel better. I know you don't always feel your best, but sometimes throughout the day you'll feel a little bit better. That is when I would really try to eat more. So for me, I felt the best in the beginning up until 2 o'clock, and that's when I really started to get sick. So I would try in the morning to have a huge breakfast and then a big snack and then a huge lunch, because once like 2, 3 o'clock hit, I did not want to eat anything. So really try to get all your calories in if you can when you're feeling a little bit better. In this book, it talks about how much weight to gain, and it was saying, I'm trying to think, you want to gain like 20 pounds by 20 weeks or something like that. And I remember thinking that it was impossible because I was so sick that I'd actually lost weight in the first 10 weeks. And somehow I managed to gain 20 pounds by, I think, week 20. So it is possible. In the full pregnancy, I gained over 50 pounds, and the book recommends gaining 50. Your doctor, like your normal doctor, will typically recommend you gain like 35 to 40. I just found that this book had just very different information than my regular doctor did, not my specialist, just the doctor who delivered me. So I went by this actually as far as weight gain goes. So whenever he would say, oh, okay, you're gaining a little bit too much, I wasn't really listening to that because it has a very specific chart on how to gain weight. And I pretty much followed it, and it explains all in the book, but like why you need to be gaining weight. As far as breastfeeding goes, you want to store up a lot of fat for breastfeeding. And the other thing, it's not just eating a ton of food, no matter what the food, it's eating really healthy food. Okay, I wrote down a couple things to do if you guys are sick that helped me. Honestly, not much helped when I was sick. It's just kind of like, you gotta just bear with it. One thing was to go to bed early. I went to bed at like 6 o'clock some nights. I typically go to bed around 7 just because I felt the worst at night, and I'd feel really good in the morning. So I tried to go to bed early so that I could wake up earlier and be productive in the morning at least. But yeah, at night I felt so bad. I just wanted to go to bed, fall asleep, and wake up feeling better, but it just was such a long process of being sick. I kept thinking like, okay, once 12 weeks hits, I'm gonna feel so much better. Everybody tells you, don't worry, at 12 weeks you'll feel fine. And then 12 weeks hit and I like felt worse at 12 weeks. And then people would say, don't worry, 14 weeks is a magic number. I think I felt sick till like 19 weeks. I have all my pregnancy vlogs if you guys have watched those, but I don't know specifically when, but it was around like 20 weeks when I started to feel better. And then you start to feel uncomfortable. So eat whenever you can, eat when you aren't feeling as bad, and then try to find foods that you can bear. I ate a lot of fruit, a lot of potatoes. I know it's super weird. Potatoes and really bland things. So I ate things that I didn't typically eat all the time, but they sounded good to me. So I just needed to get calories somehow. Chicken nuggets sounded really good to me, like chicken tenders. And then those pregnancy pops, like the little suckers. I took those in the very beginning, but then I felt like they made me more sick, so I stopped using those. And ginger did not help me at all either. So popsicles I did like. I would have like fruit popsicles on hand, and I would eat those. So then after I got over my sickness, I started getting really achy because I got huge and just everything started to hurt. Some weird things that happened. I got TMJ towards the very end of my pregnancy. That just comes with your muscles start to relax when you're pregnant, and when you are really big like I was, when you're having twins and carrying all that extra weight, just a lot is going on in your body. So that was something that was really painful at night. That was at the very end, and I'd get really bad earaches from that. Sleeping with a lot of pillows helps. I had a pregnancy pillow. I didn't really like it. I spent a lot of money on it, and I never really used it. But I would just put a pillow in between my legs, or you can't sleep on your back, duh. So yeah, I slept on my side always, and I'm typically a back sleeper, so that was kind of hard. But I would always have a pillow just kind of wedged in between my legs, and that was fine for me. I would take a lot of baths, just not super hot because you don't want it. Super hot baths aren't good when you're pregnant, but warm baths were good just to relax and get your mind off of it. It was nice. Prenatal massages, I got 2 of those. That was towards the end of my pregnancy. You don't want to go when you're too far along. You kind of have to find that sweet spot. But I did get one because my back hurt so bad. I couldn't really sleep at all. Like, I sleep better. I get so much more sleep now that the babies are born. Everybody's always like, are you getting any sleep? I'm like, yes, I get so much sleep now. I did not sleep at all when I was pregnant. I was up every couple hours, and my doctor said that when you're pregnant with twins around 3 o'clock, you get a hormone surge, and that is why you're just wide awake. So around 3 o'clock, I'd be wide awake, responding to emails and just like doing weird things. It was so bizarre. But since I didn't get much sleep, my back was really achy. Like, sometimes I would wake up and I just like couldn't even move my shoulders and my neck. So one time I just called a place and just wanted to get in that day just to kind of help me feel a little bit more loose up there. But prenatal massage definitely helps. Try to take naps if you can. If you don't have other kids, or if your other kids are sleeping, try to take naps just to relax. Foot soaks, I would do that a lot. My feet got so swollen towards the end, so I would just Pinterest different foot soak ideas. I used a heating pad on my lower back at night because my lower back got so achy. Oh my goodness. When my stomach started to get really big, your back just hurts so bad. And it's towards the end of the day when I didn't feel that bad physically during the day, but it was at night when all of a sudden you just feel like so uncomfortable, and I didn't know how to lay, and you just can't find a comfortable position. It's just so weird thinking back about it now because it honestly feels like so long ago, but it really wasn't that long ago. And I would just say take it easy if you can. Just try not to overdo it. I would kind of like have little blocks throughout the day. So I'd try to get a little bit of cleaning done here and there. Then I would just lay down on the couch for a little bit. You don't want to overwork yourself because you just need to realize that a lot is going on in your body, and just give yourself a break every now and then. The other symptom that I got a lot towards the end was heartburn, and the only thing that I really found to help with that was to cut out spicy foods. And what else did I do for heartburn? I don't know, I just tried to drink more water, and I did take Zantac towards the end. Okay, now I have a few tips on just looking back on things that I wish I would have done, or just some things that I think are helpful. The first is to pump. So if you guys are planning on nursing, that's what I did. I nursed 6 months and my milk just was gone. My milk started to go down around 4 months, and the reason I could tell is because the girls stopped gaining weight. So that's when I had to start supplementing with formula. So looking back, I wish I would have pumped like in the very beginning because I had so much milk, and if I would have just pumped once a day, I could have stored a ton of milk. But I just thought, I have so much milk, like this is awesome. So I just wasn't thinking that I needed to. But if you guys can, try to pump a couple times a day, store up your milk, and you will be so happy in the future. I would also recommend trying to get some help in the first few months when your babies are born. It's going to be so overwhelming, and there's just a lot to handle. So if you have your mom nearby, your mother-in-law nearby, I had a system where my mom and my mother-in-law would come, they'd kind of rotate, and it was just super helpful because when you're nursing, especially, the other baby is going to be crying, so it's nice to have somebody there to be with the other twin while you're nursing, and there's just a lot to do. So if you guys can get some help, I definitely think you will be very happy that you did, but do know that it gets easier every single month. Around 4 months is when I noticed a huge difference. They were so much happier, so much less fussier, and everything got a lot easier. Now that they are almost 8 months, it's so much different. So just know that every month gets easier. There are obviously different things, like different obstacles with every month, like teething and sleep and all that, but overall it's so much easier than the beginning. I would also recommend to create a routine as something that makes your life a little bit more predictable, because I think with 2 babies there's so much going on that it helped me to have kind of a set routine every day, so I knew what to expect. Meaning like nap time, trying to have specific nap time during the day. It made my life a lot easier once I put them in their cribs for naps, because in the beginning I was just having them kind of nap wherever, and once I put them in their cribs, it gave me a little bit more alone time, and it just made things overall better. So I will link my sleep video down below. I think I talk about that more, but yeah, that was something that was really like life-changing when I put them in their crib. We also did use the rock and plays for a couple months in the beginning, so we had those in their bedroom and I just put them below their crib. My next piece of advice is to just take a deep breath. I think everybody who has twins is meant to have twins, and something in you makes you capable of having twins. You're gonna hear from a lot of people like, I can't imagine having two, I could never have twins. You know, you get that all the time. So just taking a breath and knowing that you can do it, the day will pass and tomorrow will be here soon enough. In the very first months, there's a lot of crying, and sometimes you just like don't even know what to do. I remember there was one time when I was in the kitchen and I just started crying because they wouldn't stop crying, and I'm like, Andrew, I don't know what to do. They won't stop crying. Like, it was just, you don't know what to do sometimes, and their babies, and sometimes you don't know what it is. But at the end of the day, just know that you're their mom and you know what's best for them. You will get so much advice from other people, and some of it's going to be so helpful, and some of it you might not really want to use, and that's fine. Just know that you're the mom and you will do what's best for your babies. I also recommend trying to have a sense of humor about everything. Sometimes it's just going to be chaos in your house, and just try to laugh at it sometimes, because I know I'm gonna look back and think like how much fun it was when they were so little and how hectic everything was, but it's so fun and they are just the best things ever to happen to me. And sometimes when you're having a stressful day, you just kind of take a step back and just realize like what big a blessing it is to have twins, and just realize that some things that we make a huge deal out of really aren't a big deal in the long run. So I hope you guys all found this video helpful. If you guys are pregnant, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.